Last week we had a big win against Pitt on the road and followed it up with a close, scary win over Bowling Green to extend our win streak. For this episode, we're traveling to Duke and then hosting a number 8 Miami, which will be our toughest matchup yet. We're going to have to perform at our best in order to get a W. Just a quick note, I lost the live commentary audio for these games, so I recorded it in kind of like a film study breakdown point of view. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, I can always revisit it in the future. Just make sure to leave a comment down below or a like if you prefer it, and I'll try to include it more in videos in the future. As always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and let's get into the gameplay. Okay, here we are on the road against Duke, and for the starting play, I was thinking we might have Turner over the top, so I read it out. Didn't love it, so I worked down to our corner and then had to check it down to Gallo, who breaks a tackle and gets 10 yards for us. For the next play, I was thinking Lofton was going to be able to route this flat defender up, but you'll see at the snap of the ball, the safety actually rolls down and takes it away, so I knew we were going to have our one-on-one to Turner. Next play, we have spacing, and it's all about finding the soft coverage. Turner was soft, so I was able to give him a ball for a pretty easy 4-yard gain right there. After some unsuccessful runs, I decided to just take this one myself on 4th and 3. Luckily, we were able to get it, and I got a pretty decent gain out of it. We go to pitch option on this play, and I get a keep read. And for a second there, I thought I might be able to score, but we still get 13 yards, and we're hyped. Right here, I was thinking we might have the corner, but also if the guy over Smith attaches, then we can just throw it underneath to Sims there. And I thought he was going to score, and he was 1 yard short. So we go back to pitch option here, and I'm able to just duck it up for our first touchdown of the game. Following the touchdown drive, we have an unsuccessful pitch, an unsuccessful bubble screen, and then we line up to run our OC's favorite play on 3rd and long, halfback screen. And I thought it was dead, but Lee makes a couple cuts, breaks a tackle, and ends up converting for us on a huge 19-yard reception. This is an easy one to read. We have soft coverage on Sims with the out route here. The flat player almost buzzes underneath, but luckily he just gets vertical, and we have that on time. We come back to the halfback screen to Lee, and this one's dead like it usually is. On the following play, we find Hodge over the middle, who gets an excellent transition and gets 19 for us, and we're in the red zone. We get a read option here. I thought I'm going to score, and look, I was so close to reaching that ball over the end zone and getting the touchdown, but we were just short, so we end up handing it to Lee, who gets us 6 anyway. Things are looking really good so far. Our defense is playing well. For this play, I was thinking of starting with the Y and seeing if he routes him up. He jumps outside, so we come back to our nod option. Lee runs a good route, makes a good catch, gets 16 for us. We go back to pitch option. I duck it up here for a pretty good gain, fight for some extra yards, and we go straight back to it, and I get the pitch read. Lee gets out, fumbles the ball, but luckily it goes out of bounds, and we're saved a disaster on that series. After that, we got a little play action, so I'm thinking throwing to Mitchell here just to get a new set of downs if he gets out. So he gets out, we got him on the flat. He makes a crazy catch and fights for the extra yards. It's a single high safety here. I was thinking potentially throwing the post in that seam window, but unfortunately it's just not open for us. The check down's not there, and I thought I could fit it into that window, but the corner makes a heck of a play and dives and bats this thing down. I saw it was 2 high safeties and low corners, and I figured we could work off this boundary safety. He stays outside, so I know that I got Mitchell over the middle for a touchdown. After that touchdown, we only have 16 seconds to make something happen, and I find Mitchell right here for a huge gain, and I'm just trying to get us into field goal range. We hurry it up since the clock is stopped after a first down, and I'm looking to try to find an easy throw over the top or an easy matchup. I notice there's no safety help to the field, so we can throw my guy Smith for a touchdown. Actually, never mind, he drops it. So we have to go with the Hail Mary here with 2 seconds left. I throw it up to our number 1 guy, Turner. He actually comes down with it, but unfortunately lands out of bounds, and we are into the second half. Duke put some points on the board, so we're gonna have to create some plays and keep up our momentum. I get a nice little carry here on the double slants on 3rd and 10 for a conversion. Then we're back into pitch option. I get another pull read, thinking I might get outside, but just running super slow, handing it up the middle to Lee, and then we hand it back to him, and he gets stuffed, so we got to punt the rock away. Starting off the next series with a midline screen that goes nowhere, and then a halfback screen on 3rd and 5 to try to convert here. They read it, so I take the rock, I try to run with it, and I nearly get it, but I fumble, and we end up coming up short, so we got to punt it again. Finding the soft coverage here, we got it to Turner again. The cornerback over commits, and Turner gets on the outside for a huge gain, which is exactly what we needed to get the momentum back. For this play, I was thinking if that flat defender to the left side attaches to our post, we can work Smith on the outside or come back to our dig. He attaches and gets vertical, so I'm thinking throwing that ball on time, and we just throw it too early and just don't get connected on that route. This play, I'm going to work the curl flat to the boundary. We got tons of space to work that, and our best route runner on the team, he makes a good play, gets us a conversion on 3rd and 10. On this play, I was thinking Sims on the left side with with soft coverage, but I didn't like it with those droppers there, so we just come back to Gallo, who's wide open over the middle, gets us into 1st and goal, and from there we just hand it to Lee up the middle, who's able to score his easiest touchdown yet. After that touchdown, the defense is able to get a huge turnover, and we're able to just run the clock out since we pretty much have the game won at this point. Although we do get a little cheeky read option play here, so I'm gonna walk this into the end zone for an easy touchdown and finish on a high note. And that'll do it for our game against Duke. We made a lot of really good plays, played some clean football, got a little bit hairy there at the start of the second half, but we were able to pull away and play how we need to play. And here's the official stat line: 22 of 29, 240 passing yards, 1 passing TD, and 2 rushing TDs. I really wanted to pass that 100-yard rushing mark. Hopefully we'll get it soon, but we're on to Miami. Here we are, guys, in our toughest matchup of the year so far, and we got soft coverage to Turner. We're going to rely on him to make plays all game for us, as that's an easy completion to get us started. Come back to the halfback screen to Lee. It doesn't go anywhere, and we're 3rd and 9. We got 2 guys over Turner here, but I'm still going to peek it in case one of them jumps inside just like that. We hit him, he gets up the sideline, babies a guy, and gets out of bounds for us. 4th down situation, and I'm thinking just getting it to the crosser for a quick, easy conversion, and Smith makes a good catch and gets it done. Then we have a read option, which I pull, get inside that defender, and burst out with speed, break a tackle, and we're feeling it. Look at ourselves go. We're thinking on this play action, we're not going to like the post wheel concept to the field, so let's just work the dig down to our crosser. Turner routes his guy up, and we get an easy touchdown. Next series, we got QB power that goes nowhere. We go to our OC's favorite play, halfback screen that almost gets picked off, but luckily it didn't. On the next play, we check it down to Blackshear, who runs back to the ball too far and doesn't get the conversion, so we got to punt it away, and Miami answers. Thinking starting with Sims on the post corner, then working down to Gallo. We probably had Gallo there, but I felt a little bit of pressure, so I just broke the pocket and escaped. Got us a nice little 17-yard rush. And we're back to QB power up the middle. This one looks a little bit better. I bounce it, break a tackle, and nearly get out of there, but we get 11 yards. We go to our pitch option, get stuffed. Lee takes the rock here, tries to stiff arm this guy and misses. Gets tackled for a -1 yard. And we got quarterback draw with a loaded box, so I knew this was going to be a really bad play, and we go nowhere. 3 negative rushes in a row. But then the defense comes up with a huge turnover, and we have great field position. For this play, I was thinking working seam to seam. There's a low safety there, so we might be able to just take Lofton over the top. I peek it, and I don't love it. He's pretty locked up, so we have tons of space to run though, and I end up picking up a nice little 19-yard gain here. Then we go to Lee on the halfback draw, who nearly gets in the end zone, and we hand it back to him, and he comes up short again. Then we got double slants here, and I'm thinking working Y to X. Sims guy blitzes immediately, so I throw it and replace him for a nice easy touchdown. On to the next series, and by the look of this coverage, I was thinking we were going to have Blackshear in the flat. They actually buzz to cover 2, and everything gets locked up pretty nicely. So I try to make a play with my legs, end up getting sacked for -8 yards. We got 2 high safeties again, looks like cover 2. I was thinking the whole shot to Sims, and it's actually 2-man, so nothing's going to be open. I try to run it, and then I find Turner, who makes a one-handed grab and gets a 20-yard reception to get us a new set of downs. Lee has a nice 8-yard run, and then we go back to triple option. I get a pull read. We got to work on our elusiveness, try to make that guy miss, but we get 6 yards, a new set of sticks. 2nd and 5 here. I'm thinking I want to work Smith on the out here, one-on-one with that flat defender. If not, we can come back to the post. Smith runs a good route, but just can't make the catch, unfortunately. But it's all good. Next play mentality. With the low safety here, I was thinking Turner for a touchdown over the top. If we don't like it, we'll just come down to Mitchell. That's what we have to do. Mitchell runs a good route, holds onto the ball, gets a conversion. Here I noticed the boundary safety rolling over to the middle of the field, which gives us plenty of space for Hodge to work his route. So I'm going to snap the ball, let that develop, and it should be an easy touchdown, and it is. Backed up here, but defense gets a huge stop. I'm thinking work off that flat defender to the boundary. He attaches to RB, so we come back outside to Turner for a huge gain. Then we come to a little play action snag concept with the cover 2 look. I know we were going to have the corner, and Sims runs a good route, makes the catch for us. And then versus cover 0 here, I knew this was going to be a huge play. They had nobody to account for Lee. He's able to take it for a big gain, and we're marching the ball down the field. We get another read option. I pull it. I make a guy miss, and then we get a nice solid 12-yard rush there, and we are feeling good. Except on this play, I was thinking if Smith could route this guy up one-on-one, we might have him for a touchdown. If not, we could drop it to A, but then I feel pressure. I try to throw it away, get hit as I throw, and my guy is hurt, so we have to come out of the game. That's our first injury of the season, but we're able to take a 2-score lead with the field goal, and I get the injury update. I got bruised ribs. I'm out for the quarter, which means the rest of the game. So we leave it up in the hands of the defense to get the job done. Lee actually scores a touchdown for us on a long run. We go up 31-21. and get the W at home against number 8 Miami. This was a huge W for the season. It's going to definitely boost our rank in the AP poll. The fans are going crazy. The mascot's being thrown around. It was definitely a good time to be a Hokie in Blacksburg. Ended up getting player of the game still. Had a pretty decent stat line. Went 16 of 23 for 155 yards passing, 3 passing touchdowns, and 85 yards rushing. So close to getting that 100+ yard rushing game and signifying ourselves as a dual threat quarterback. A few of you guys commented and wanted to see the overall for my player. I have acquired some boosts that improved us to a 93 overall. We definitely want to improve speed and throwing accuracy, but everything else looks pretty good. Also definitely want to improve that injury category. We don't want what happened to us this past game to happen again, but nonetheless, we get a huge win at home, and this season just keeps getting better and better.